How's it going, everybody? It's Kamdorian. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another modification on the Vulcan S. We're going to be getting rid of this weird heart-shaped headlight. This is the stock headlight that comes with the Vulcan S. So mine is a 2017 model. All of the models from 15 or 16 all the way to 2021 have the same exact, I think, oddly shaped heart headlight. So we're going to be replacing it with this LED headlight. Yeah, so it's going to be a nicer round headlight. It's going to be LED, so it's going to be much brighter. And yeah, it's supposed to be easy plug and play. Hopefully, we shall see. So let's get right into the install. Obviously, the first step is to remove the current headlight. And the first thing you got to do is remove the two bolts underneath. So there's one there. I believe it's a 5mm hex, maybe a 6, but I will grab my tools and we will check it out. So yeah, you're gonna remove those two bolts. So one there and one there. And then you're just gonna basically pull up and pull it off. And then there's gonna be some wiring. There's gonna be some wiring underneath in there that you gotta unplug. So let's do that. So first step is we're going to remove those two bolts right there. So this is underneath the headlight, so let's do that. Alright, let's see, this is the number 5. Fits. There we go. Alright, there's one gone. It's a little washer here, but it looks like it's attached, so we're not going to remove it. Let's get the other side. Alright. Alright, both of the bolts are out, and now should just be able to, yeah, see, you can just kind of pull this now that it's loose. There we go. So that whole light is now coming out. I'm just gonna kind of lean it there. So now it is only attached by the wiring. So now we need to disconnect the wiring. Alright, real quick, so we removed the seat and we removed one of the terminals from the battery. So now there is no more electrical circuit with the battery. So now we're good to go. Alright, so there's two places you gotta disconnect the wiring. There's this one right here. This wire is plugged into that. And then there's also this main light in the middle. So two wiring here that we have to disconnect. There's a lot of connections underneath here. So you're gonna wanna push this plastic protection housing back to expose all the different connections. And this one just connects with a little clamp. And you pull it out just like that. Now this one, for the main light, looks like it's kind of hardwired in there. So we're gonna have to remove this. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you just kind of pull on it, wiggle it a little bit, and it comes right out. And it's just basically a plug. So there you have it. The headlight is now removed. The heart is gone. No more heart-shaped headlight. Okay, so real quick unboxing of what comes with the LED light. Obviously you get the light, the housing, and the entire unit. It has two side mounting points, and then you get the brackets to mount the light. This looks like the clamps that go around the brackets, the screws, and the bolts to attach the light to your front forks. You get some wiring. Not sure why there's two here. We're gonna figure it out. Get some more wiring, and that's pretty much it. That is the whole lighting kit. So I'm thinking that we're gonna have to obviously first attach the wiring to the light. So probably have to remove this back plate. So there's a couple Phillips screws on it. So we're gonna move those and open up the back so then we can attach the wiring to the one end, and obviously the other end is gonna attach to the bike. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so to get this back plate off, there is basically the two smaller screws on the sides, and then also the side mounting bracket screws have to come off as well. So yeah, it's basically every single screw you see on the back plate you got to remove. And then this thing was on here pretty tight, obviously, as it should be. So I used a flathead screwdriver to kind of just pry it in between, the crevice here, and just kind of wedge it open and loosen it up, and it came right off. So now underneath here, it looks pretty simple. It's just got these 3 wires and this one plug. You know, I bought this from Amazon, and a lot of people have used it on their Vulcan 650, so it is possible. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So let's do that. So one thing I forgot to mention is that if you have any brackets on your front forks in this location or this location, you're gonna have to remove them. I actually had some brackets for a front windshield, so I just took them off, and they are there. So yeah, you're gonna have to remove them because the headlight is gonna come in like this, and this side clamp is gonna go around the fork just like that. So you can't really have anything there. Unfortunately, the brackets that I had left this residue all over the fork, so this ridiculous void sticker. So I'm gonna get some Goo Gone and clean that up first before I do this. Alright, so after a ton of elbow grease and some Goo Gone, finally got all that residue off of the front forks. Got that void sticker mostly off. It's good enough for me. So now we're gonna mount the light. So another thing I figured out is basically you don't really have to take this housing off unless these wires are tucked inside. I could have probably put my fingers in and pulled the wiring out, but I didn't realize that. So as long as you can get this wire out, you don't even have to take this housing off. So now the housing is back on. So essentially, I think these 3 are just extra. Maybe they function for the turn signals, because this headlight does have turn signal capability. But I think I'm just gonna plug this into the main connection into the bike and turn it on and see what works and what doesn't work, and then we will troubleshoot. Alright guys and gals, so it took a lot of trial and error. We got it basically mounted. It looks great already. Really excited how it looks. Haven't connected any of the wiring yet, but essentially I just want to kind of walk you guys through how I did it. So earlier in the video, you see that this bracket has a separate piece that comes like this. So each side has its own little separate piece in the back. So what you're gonna do is kind of hook it into one of these notches. So for the Vulcan 650, I use the biggest notch because these forks are pretty big. I mean, you can see it fits pretty well around it, so I think it's gonna be fine. And essentially, what you're gonna see is that there's a huge gap between this clamp and this clamp. So you're gonna have to take some pliers. So I used, these pliers. You probably want to use ones that don't have threads like mine, because you're gonna damage the metal. I already damaged it a little bit, but I don't really care. It's not that noticeable. So you're gonna want to just grab both brackets, squeeze them together, and bring them together to be much closer. That's the only way you're really gonna get the bolt to go through the hole and meet the hole on this one. Yeah, so the first step is really getting these brackets on by themselves on both sides. So don't worry about the headlight, just get both brackets on both sides. Use the pliers to squeeze them together, get the screw in there that it comes with. I put the washer in the front, and then you have this bolt on the back. Just kind of tighten it enough that it stays put. Other thing is, originally I tried to mount the bracket up here just because I thought it would look nicer. It would kind of hide some of this area here, but it doesn't work because the spacing and the way the brackets are, you'll never get the holes for this, for the light itself, into the bracket if you mount it up here. So you have to mount it all the way at the bottom, and that's the best way to do it. So like I said, get both brackets on first on both sides, and then you're just gonna have the holes for each one here ready to go. Then grab your headlight and grab the bolts that it comes with. So I basically did the bolt, the spring, the metal washer on the outside, then you got the bracket, and then you got the rubber washer on the inside. So that protects kind of the housing, and it's a good fit. So then you're gonna just, you know, line it up, pick up the light, put it in between, line it up, loosely screw it on both sides, like that. And yeah, your light is basically mounted. It's pretty easy. It's just that I had to do some trial and error to figure out where the brackets go and all that jazz. But yeah, once it's on there, you know, if I knew what I was doing, this would probably have taken 5 minutes. But it took me a little longer just to kind of trial and error and figure everything out. And also, so the bolt in the back there is a 10mm socket. So I just basically used the socket wrench to hold the bolt in place, and then used the small Allen key on this side, on the bolt on that side, to basically tighten it. So, you know, holding the bolt in the back with the socket wrench, using the Allen key in the front to tighten it, so everything doesn't just keep spinning on you. And yeah, that's basically it. So now I'm going to connect this green plug right into there, and that should be it. Then I'm gonna reconnect the battery and see if it works. So it does have these extra light, extra wiring here. I believe that's for the daytime running light, and also the blinkers. So these side LEDs can act as the left and right blinker. They can turn yellow and also signal that you're turning left and right. So I already have my stock left and right blinkers on here. I haven't disconnected them, so I'm gonna just connect it, see what happens, and probably just keep it as is. I'm not really sure yet how to connect these to the current wiring that's in there to make the blinkers work, but I think I'm gonna be fine with it for now. You know, maybe in the future I'll do another updated video where I eventually figure that out. But yeah, let's plug it in and see how it goes. Alright, not sure if you guys can hear me. The bike is pretty loud, but the light works. This is the low beam. That's the high beam. That's the high beam. This is the low beam. That's the high beam. So it only works when the bike is actually on. If I just turn the ignition, the daytime running light is not working. So these halos on the side are the daytime running lights, which should be working. So I'm pretty sure that one of these wires that I did not connect is the daytime running light. So I'm going to try to figure that out. Otherwise, we're just not going to have daytime running lights. Alright, some more trial and error later. Figured out the daytime running light. So the bike is not on, it's just, you know, the battery is on. And yeah, we have the nice half halos, I guess, on each side. Looks really cool. And basically what we did is, there is a brown wire that comes with the headlight. So you're gonna have a brown, a blue, and I think a yellow that comes out of the headlight. You wanna take this red wire that also comes with the headlight and plug it right into the brown one, because the brown one is the daytime running light for your halos. So essentially, right now it's not, you know, fully finished, but I just wanted to connect it to make sure it works. And essentially, you take the red wire that comes with the bike, plug it into the brown wire, and now on your bike, if you remember, there was that one connector that was connecting to the old headlight. That is the daytime running light connection. So right now I just have this kind of jammed in there. It's obviously not a mated connector, so I just wanted to plug it in, make sure it works, and it does work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go get some posi taps. I only need one posi tap, and if you can see that red wire, the red wire that's coming from the connector, that is the only one that I am connected to, essentially. So I'm going to get a posi tap, connect this red wire right into that red wire in there, and hopefully that should be it, and it should be good to go. Alright, so here is the final product. The light is installed. All the bolts are screwed in on both sides. As tight as they can be. Could probably be a little tighter, but it's fine for now. All the wiring is tucked in. I gotta find a black wire because I obviously don't like that red wire. And yeah, I think it looks great. Gives it a nice aggressive look. Let's turn it on. So there's the daytime running light, which was connected with that red wire. And there's the headlight. So it's really that light, that light, that light, and that light. So this is the normal headlight. And that's the high beam. So the high beam basically activates, I guess, more of those, and that bottom light for sure. And the next mod coming up is replacing the foot pegs. So these are the stock foot pegs. They kind of suck. I got these Kuryakyn, however you say it, mini boards. So you got 3 mounting positions. They're supposed to be isometric or kinetic, so it's supposed to reduce vibration. And yeah, I'm gonna install these next. So look out for that video. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like button, give it a nice thumbs up. Also consider subscribing, help my channel grow. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.